Hello guys, how is everybody doing? All right, so I wanted to do a little quick tutorial slash introduction to the egg incubator. So I'm playing on times 10 egg hatching, and these are baryonyx eggs that I have in here. I have 10 baryonyx eggs in here. All right, so as you can see by looking at the screen, like right away you can see male, male, female, doesn't have a gender. Why does that one not have a gender? I don't know, but that one apparently doesn't have a gender. I guess it hasn't registered the egg yet. Or you know what? These eggs came all out. All these eggs on the top and these two eggs right here. I know why they don't have a gender. So, okay. I'm going to explain why they don't have a gender. Those eggs were all laid before the Genesis patch. These 3 eggs right here were laid after the Genesis patch. So, if you have eggs, it won't tell you the gender if they were before the Genesis patch, but it will tell you everything else. So like I said, we're playing on times 10 egg hatching, and you can see here that I have the temperature set to 32 degrees. All right. I don't know if that's Fahrenheit or Celsius. It's just 32. All right. Right in the middle. As you can see, there's 2 yellow bars. Oh, it's hard for me to say, but you guys can use your eyeballs. There's 2 yellow bars on each side in the middle, and then there are like 6 or 7 red or 6 or 7 blue. Too hot, too cold, just right, perfect. Basically, that's what it is. If you set the temperature to the exact temperature it's needed, so as you can see, the egg incubation's going down pretty much about 1% every 0.5 seconds. Now watch what happens when I change temperature control and I jump it 10 degrees. Boop. Now it's too hot. No incubation boost at all. And it's going down maybe 1 every second or so. So it's not as fast, but it's still decently fast. But you lost that incubation boost plus 20. Now let's go in here again. And as you see, it's still incubating even if when the temperature is too high. So we're going to go to temperature control. We're going to decrease by 5. Now you can see it's still in the red, but it's still on the 3rd red bar. So we're still not getting an incubation boost. Okay, temperature control, reduce by 1. Okay, still in the red, still hasn't changed. Reduce by 1. Still in the red, still hasn't changed. Reduce by 1. Okay, so now we're in the yellow. Now we have a 6.7%, and it's going a little bit faster, just a tad bit faster. Temperature control, let's reduce it down to 33 degrees. Okay, still in the yellow, but now we're at 13.3% incubation boost for a baryonyx egg because we're at, closer. We're getting closer to that right temperature. Decrease, 32%. 20% maximum boost, and we're getting the fastest incubation of the entire set. So yeah, so that's basically how this works. And so if you've got multiple egg types in here, keep in mind that you can only, unless the eggs have similar temperature controls for 100% for that 20% boost to egg hatching speed, they're not going to hatch at the same rate. Obviously, we're talking eggs at different times. So these eggs, even with my times 10 hatching speed, these baryonyx eggs, they still take about, with the 20% boost, I think it's 12.5 minutes to hatch the egg. So yeah, but if I take these things out of here, it's 20 minutes almost. So it is a lot faster with the with the incubator. Like, I was playing on times 60 hatching speed, and it made the incubator pointless. But I wanted the incubator to be somewhat useful, so I decided to reduce it down to times 10 and then see how well it did. It actually still does pretty good. I mean, my eggs are hatching at 20 minutes instead of 3 minutes now for baryonyx, but with the incubator, that dropped it down to 12 minutes. So that's still really, really good. Also, it shows you both the parents, their names, their levels, their genders, and their mutations. It shows exactly what stats your baryonyx, this baby, will have. It'll have 33 health, 33 melee, 36 stamina, 34 carry weight. Now, if you're curious as to those numbers, what those numbers are referring to is in the game. If you use the stat calculator, for instance, okay, it will give you a number ranging between 1 and 60, or 1 and 200, based off of whatever stats you're using on your server. So let's use an example here. Okay, let's say you get a Rex. All right, you have a Rex and it's got 400 melee. Okay, this is an example. These aren't the exact numbers. Please keep that in mind. Let's say the Rex has 400 melee, and that's 40 points. Okay, the God roll for wild dinos is usually between 50 and 60 points. If you get anything with 50 to 60 points, that means you got the highest melee you can get on a wild Rex or any wild dino. That will reflect here. So when you're seeing 33 melee, that means that this Baryonyx will be born with 33 points into melee. Okay, so that's basically what that means. And that goes for everything else. So 19 into food, 24 into oxygen, 28 into movement speed, stuff like that. And then, okay, so that's basically how that works. Above that, you have all the different color regions. So every creature has 6 color regions. Even if they're not visibly shown on the creature, every creature has 6 color regions. So one of two things will happen. They'll either get a mutation in a color region that doesn't show on the creature, or they'll get a mutation in the color region that does show on the creature. As you can see with this egg, the very first one is kind of like a dark purple or a magenta, color number 69. So if you look up the color wheel on Dododex or wherever their color wheel is, you look up color number 69, it's going to show this color. That's basically what that is. You can get mutations in color regions that show or don't show, so keep that in mind. So if you're ever curious, okay, the stats that go up and the colors didn't change visibly, as you can see as you're looking at the creature, that means it's in a color region that quote unquote doesn't exist on that creature, because not every creature has all 6 color regions. All right, so that's basically how that works. All right, so the next thing here, we're going to walk up to this egg. So this egg right here, this is one of the eggs that I hatched, or quote unquote pooped out of one of my Baryonyxes after the update. So it says right on there, male Baryonyx egg, level 212. Male Baryonyx egg, level 212. Female Baryonyx egg, level 201. So, okay, so 201. Now, why is it 201? Let's see. 37, 36, 34, 32. Okay, 37, 36, 34, 33. Now, this one has 33 points into melee, where this one only has 22 points into melee. So, that's why there's such a huge level difference. This one actually has the correct melee. This one doesn't. All right, well, this one's a female. This one's a male. Well, I already have a male with all these stats. You can hold E over top of the egg. Oh, hold up. Maybe not. It's not letting me right now. Oh, I gotta go in here. Sorry, I lied. My mistake. You have to open it up. So you're gonna open it up. All right. So technically, this egg right here is slot 1. This egg right here is slot 2. This egg right here is slot 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, going across like that. So slot 2. That's this egg. All right. You can click on this egg and you can either A, hatch, or crack and destroy. Let's destroy. And then poof, it just disappears right then and there. All right, we don't want the slot 3 one, which is right here, because it doesn't have the right melee. Destroy. Now you can do this before they even hatch too. Like, you don't have to wait for them to get fully incubated. All right, and then let's go look at slot 1 real quick. It has all the stats, but again, it's a male. We don't need it. So you open it up, slot 1, destroy the egg. Oop, and I need a drink of water. There we go. And right here, okay, so let's see. We've got a 192. Nope, doesn't have the right stats. Then this one right here has a 223 hatch. Okay, so this one's a high level. Okay, so 37, but it doesn't have the melee. So it got a couple of really good points. It doesn't have any of the mutations. But we don't know what gender it is. But it's got a good level. But the problem is it doesn't have the melee. See, its melee is only 22. Nah, I don't want that egg. So we're going to go to slot, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Destroy the egg. All right. And that's basically how that works. And you can check every single egg, slot 10. All these eggs are finally done. They're ready to either hatch or destroy. Let's see. This one's a 226. 30. Yeah, this one's 33 in health, 33 in melee, so no. This one's 31, 37, so yeah, it could be good, but yeah, so you can basically, even before they're done incubating, you can go through and be like, no, I want 37, 33, 37, 33, 37, 33. Nope, none of these eggs. And then click on them, destroy. Don't want any of these eggs. Yeah, and you don't have to wait for them to be ready. And that's basically how that works. And then you have another option. You can choose to hatch an egg. So if I go in here, I don't think I have any more eggs. But the same process. What you do is if you want to hatch the egg, you just open it up, click on the egg, hatch egg requires, it tells you requires to be at 100%. Okay, sorry about that little cut there. Requires the egg to be at 100%. And then you just click the egg, open the egg, and when you do that, the dinosaur will pop out in the front here, but it will be unclaimed, and then you just claim it and, you know, go about your day. And that's basically how the incubator works. It's that simple. It does have to be powered by a generator, so you don't need tech to power it. You can have up to 3 of these within, I think it's a 20 by 20 area or 25 by 25. So you can't have more than 30 eggs being incubated in incubators within a certain space. So if you want to have 60 eggs incubating, you're going to have your incubators at 2 different spots in your base. So if basically if you want 6 incubators in your base, I did a little test and I kind of wish I would have recorded it, but I didn't. Think of a Metal Ocean platform if you're familiar with it, and you can have 3 incubators at each corner. So you can basically have 3, 6, 9, 12 incubators on an ocean platform, a Metal Ocean platform. 3 in each corner. That's 120 eggs you can incubate at any given time. And you can have them all set up to incubate specific eggs. You can have one corner specifically set aside for gigas, so you can incubate like 30 giga eggs at once. And another thing too to keep in mind, you notice that a lot of those eggs, they were all said 100%, but they didn't never hatch because you incubate them all the way down. You don't have to worry about watching them. You just walk away. And then when you're ready to hatch them, you can walk over and be like, yeah, sure, I'll hatch them. Or you can just put them back in the refrigerator until you're ready to hatch them. And then you just throw them in the incubator and boop. The days of AC units to hatch eggs are gone. The incubator has replaced it 100%. So if you don't have the Genesis Part 2 patch, don't worry. You don't need it. As long as you know somebody who has it, they can easily make you a bunch of these and you can still utilize them. It does not require you knowing how the blueprint to actually utilize the incubator. So you can still get them and still use them even if you don't have the imprint or the engram learned. All right, guys? Well, that is the incubator. It is really freaking cool and I love it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial on how to use the incubator and, you know, for the most part. If you liked the video, please hit a thumbs up. If you disliked the video, thumbs down, tell me why. Anyways, guys, take care. See you later.